Ebeka unusi Biafra, Ebeka unusi Biafra, Gamarapu Biafra, Gawe bozo gabi, Gamarapu Biafra, Gawe bozo gabi, Biafra gadi.
Ojukwu finally took his people out of Nigeria. Biafra was proclaimed.
Hello, my people. My brothers and sisters, our elders, our comrades all over the world, we greet you. Today's topic will be the logic of boycotting election. Today in the politics we want to talk about. Because politics don't reach again for Nigeria. Some people say we, Biafran, you know, supposed to consign us. Say we supposed to do our own, they do our own, we no supposed to care whether politics, Nigeria they do politics, or they know they do. Say we supposed to boycott the election. Now that one I want to talk about today. Make we reason together. For 2015, that's the time where we come up with this idea. Say we could boycott the election. Some of us they cry, some of us they shout. Say if we boycott that election, say General Buhari go win am. But so we been the talk. Say if you win am, say the man know the respect the law. If you win am, the man for me, he know be like say no like people away from our own side. See be like say no only people where they his own religious group and ideology where they care about. Now so all of us been they cry. They say we they cry wolf. Now our people go boycott the election for 2015. General Buhari can win. Now we they see Operation Python Dance. We they see Operation Crocodile Smile. Not be only for even our own land. Now we they see Fulani herdsmen they enter our land, they rape our women, they kill, they go. Then they kill for Igbo land, then they kill for Benue, then they kill for Plateau, then they kill everywhere. Even Shia Muslims, where they for Kaduna, we see how they just kill them in their hundreds, load them for truck. They bury human beings as if human beings, na man, no be anything again. Now we don't begin again the talk of the boycott. Me, why I dey ask question? I beg, if we boycott this election again for 2019, it go bring Biafra. If we boycott them, the one we boycott 2015, waiting don't happen. They don't build more hospitals for our villages, more health centers, more general hospitals. They don't train more doctors, more nurses. We go treat our people. See how our people they die anyhow of all manner of preventable diseases. The boycott is go industrialize our land again. Go back. Some part of our people know they live on Port Harcourt Road. The place don't submerge. Nobody they even send. Governors just relax. They chop their money. They go because they know say election day we no go come out. They know say people go boycott. Say they go there. Then they kill our people left, right, and see what thing they do for our brother house. For Moahe, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu house. They go there, they kill people, the whole bullet for the whole house. Bullet everywhere. You know, see the council of the place come out, no talk. We no even talk. We don't even know who the council of the place. The local government chairman, nobody know who he be. He no even say, what thing happen for my local government? How they kill people like this, carry their body, they load, even housemaid they kill. With that place get State House of Assembly member. Nobody don't even hear the name of the person within they exist. That place get assemblyman, national assembly member, where the House of Rep. Nobody know what they exist. That place gets senator, where the Abuja, we supposed to carry that case, go National Assembly, go say, see what in army and police do for my place. Then go kill our people for Aba. Nobody go talk. Then go kill our people for Moaya. Nobody go talk. Then kill our people for Port Harcourt, for Obi-Igbo. Everywhere. Nobody go talk. Now only this man where the Abia South in the throw zone, Chief Abaribe, now carry that case, go National Assembly. What of the senator? Where they represent Mazen and the Kano them side. Who are in there? I never even hear his name. I don't even know who he be. Now the plan say we go boycott the election. So that man, where they keep people go still go win election again. The House of Rep member, wait as they slaughter people, you know talk, where nobody, you go still go win again. Because you go sit at home. Then go carry money, share people that day. Few people will go come out. They will give them money, they will give them food, like what happened for Anambra last election. Then go vote. Because they don't keep our people hungry. No matter what you announce for radio, say boycott the election, as long as this politician don't master that trick of keeping our people hungry, that day they will give people 1,000, 500, people will still go vote. It no matter how many people will vote. Even if only 10 people vote for one state, governor don't win, then go declare a winner. If this boycott, if we boycott them, Biafra go come, I go support them. If not this boycott, go make them begin pay our teachers well, begin pay our you know say they never pay pensioners for most of the states in our land. You know say many local government workers don't they go work without payment since January, since last year January. You know say they never pay gratuity, nothing. You go still boycott the election. The same people will never pay gratuity to our elders we don't serve. Go still win. But no good now. Make we think am. Make we think am. Wetin we go do, we go help us for this place where we there now. Why we dey fight for Biafra? We suppose they do wetin Scottish nationalists they do. We suppose they do wetin the Quebec nationalists they do. We suppose they do wetin the Catalonian nationalists they do. For Catalonia, now the nationalists they decide wetin they happen for their land. Now then they decide. For Scotland, now the nationalists they decide. As UK said they introduce school fees for university, the nationalists for Scotland say it no go happen for their land. Why they talk like that? Because now them don't contest election, win election, now them they control their parliament. They say their people no go pay school fees. So if you dey Scotland, if you from Scotland, you go university, you no go pay school fees. If you from England, you go dey pay 9,000 every year. For that 3 years, where you go dey for uni, you don't spend over 40,000. You don't owe. So when you graduate, you begin to pay back. But the Scottish nationalists say it no go happen for their land. Irish nationalists, Northern Ireland nationalists say it no go happen for their land. Why? Because now them they win election, then they contest, they win, they control the government. They make decision. Biafran nationalists must wake up from slumber. This magic of this illusion of you go sleep, you go boycott the election, you go do offense salad day. When you do and finish, people, the whole world go have mercy upon you. Nobody cares about black people in the world, in international politics. Somebody being right, I say I copy and down. Somebody being right, he sent this thing. The reason why they go boycott the election, he said, my brother, why we want to boycott the election is to let the world know we are not interested in Nigerian politics. And by the time we boycott many elections, the world will come to our rescue. My brother, the world, I know the word you are talking about. You are talking about British government, American government, European Union. These people care about the oil and gas. They care about the diamond, gold, mineral resources. Those things what? To them, to the white supremacists, mineral resources worth more than blood of millions of Africans. They don't care about you. We, the Biafrans, must take this thing by ourselves. We cannot wait for international community because they are not coming to our rescue. The Biafran nationalists must begin because I've seen intelligent young men and women in this struggle. I've seen lawyers, I've seen doctors, I've seen teachers, I've seen philosophers. I've seen journalists in this struggle who are in different groups. I've read their articles. I've watched them. They are good. They can be governors, they can be House of Rep members, but somebody keep telling you that you cannot be, that you can never win an election. That is false. It's the same trick that people have used, because Stephen Biko said that the biggest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. As long as somebody tell you, they will rig you out, no matter what happens, that is false. Even when conservative Northerners were in charge of North, the last of Aminu Kano won election. The last of Aminu Kano won election. Won election in 50s when the British didn't want him to win. In 60s, in 70s. Even in that same, in 80s, Abubakar Remi won under MPP. You cannot rig somebody who is popular. Look at what happened in Edo State. In the land of Chief Anthony Anene. He lost, his party lost to APC in that place. No, despite the manipulation. Even today's world, whereas they are voting, people are recording with their iPhones. Rigging is no longer as easy as it used to be. Stop being scared. Stop being scared. You can make it. We can make it. We can control our states. The state's money belongs to us. Stop shying away from politics. Somebody is telling you, oh, don't join Nigerian politics. They are all corrupt. They are all corrupt. So when we have Biafra, angels will now come from sky to come and take over Biafra land. Who will take over? Don't join them. That is not true. The nationalists, the Biafran nationalists, must begin to contest election. Imagine if Biafran nationalists are in control of Abia, Imo State, Ebonyi State, Enugu State, Anambra State. Do you know what will happen? People will be coming to beg us to negotiate because they know that we are on our way out. If you think that Biafra will come when you are not in control of your states, you are wasting your time. Even if you decide to fix a referendum today, these governors we have will they have already put their local government and chairman out there. They will use those areas. They will hold those areas well and put pumping money to people they starve. And we are going to struggle. We are going to struggle. But if the nationalists are involved, the nationalists are the ones who can even invite UN. Nobody cares. If you like that, write 1 million letters to UN. They will read it. Sometimes they will respond. Sometimes they will not respond. But if governors, sitting governors, House of Rep members, senators, write the same way the people in Crimea did, it was their representative, the people they voted in office. Now them write. Now them write UN. Now them get the mandate. In the eye of law, the people will get a mandate. Now your governors, the councillors. Now them get the mandate. If you like, organize seminar, organize a Biafran show. 1 million people are there. They don't care. Translate that 1 million people into election victory. That is the only time UN will come. The world, the Western world, the white supremacists do not care about us. So it's only these governors that can summon the multinational oil companies. If you are a pro-Biafran leader now, you summon Share. Will Share come? No. But Rogers Okorocha of our Imo State will summon Share. Share will be there. Yes, Omika of Rivers State will summon Share. Ajib, they will be there. The governor of Abia State will summon the oil companies. They will be there. Now, if they are Biafran nationalists and they said, look, this is what we are passing through. Whatever you are gaining from Nigeria, we will double it. That is politics. We've gone to many places where these people, where we were told clearly, we won't talk to your people. We can only talk to your representatives, those who won the election. Yes, some of your pro-Biafran leaders will not tell you the truth. They will never tell you the truth. If they are telling you to boycott the election, ask, how many times are we going to boycott this election? After 2009, after 2019, what will happen in 2023? You boycott again. 2027, you boycott again. 2031, you boycotted. How many times by the time the momentum will fizzle out? When you call people for Biafra again, they will say these people are mad people. We need to change our strategy. Many of us have made mistakes. There is no shame in changing strategy. There is no shame in calling people and tell them, look, we must change our strategy. Any people that refuse to change their strategy, they will die a natural death. And we don't want this struggle to die a natural death because we have the momentum. Look at crowd we have everywhere. Look at different activists we have everywhere. Imagine when some of these coordinators of different groups, if they become the local government chairman, if they become the House of Rep members, House of Assembly members, and begin to pass pro-Biafran laws. Imagine when the state will say 30th May will be our public holiday. It's the state. Do we really know the power of the states? The same way they have Hizbah in the north, the states can adopt pro-Biafran laws, adopt pro-Biafran holidays. So that when our flag can become Abia state flag, Imo state flag, Enugu state flag. All these states will approve this flag. We need to save lives. So that when you carry this flag, nobody is going to shoot you. Because it's no longer just Biafran's flag, it is also Enugu state flag. This can be achieved through politics. I know why many pro-Biafran leaders are scared of telling their followers to join politics. Because they don't want to lose relevance. Because they know if their followers join politics, become senators, become House of Rep members, become governor, they will no longer control them. It's about control. I want to seize this opportunity to beg the leaders, please stop telling our people to boycott the election, especially those in diaspora. How are you telling somebody to boycott the election? You live in UK, you live in Germany, you live in America and Canada. You have constant power supply. You have free medical checkup. If you are sick, your children are sick, you will go to hospital. You have good education system. Teachers are well paid. The roads are good. Everything is working in these countries. And you sit in your comfort zone, take care of your own children, even hold foreign passports, and you tell our brothers and sisters who are suffering to sit at home, to eat ofen salah. After sitting at home, their condition will not even change, will further deteriorate to even worse condition. The question you will be asking the people that say, what next after the boycott? What is going to happen next? These same people that kept quiet as they slaughter our people in Omuahia, as they slaughter our people in Aba, everywhere, you want them to remain in office? That means you become irrelevant in politics. Because politics is a game of number. And if you cannot use your number to get political power and change decisions and change the conditions of your people, why we are still in Nigeria, why we are still fighting for Biafra? Because we need to be alive to restore Biafra. We need to be alive. We need to be treated when we are sick. We need doctors in our villages. We need nurses. So while we are fighting for Biafra, let's also use our number to take over our states, to take over our local government areas, to take over decision making in our own land. That is the only time we'll be talking about getting Biafra. If we are not in control of our land, my brother, it is an illusion that we'll get Biafra. This is where I will stop. Let this debate continue. Don't be ashamed of changing your decision, because that is a hallmark of intelligence. Whenever you are confronted with inferior argument, you discard the superior argument. You discard your own view and embrace the new one. That is the way. We cannot continue complaining. After election again, we start complaining again. Oh, they're killing us. Oh, they're killing us. Oh, they're killing us. Oh, the governors are not talking. Oh, the senators are not talking. But you had the opportunity of voting them out. Vote them out now. People who are telling you don't register, please go and register. Yes, we are looking for Biafra, but right now, we are first citizens of Nigeria. That is what we are. And we are fighting to extricate ourselves, and we must use our votes to achieve that. We don't want war, unless you want war. For me, I don't believe in war. I believe in self-defense because it is natural. But war has never favored any African country from the colonial era to date. In Angola, in Rwanda, in the Biafran war, none who benefited from all these wars were supremacists. They are multinational companies. They benefited from the war. Why our people slaughter one another? We can no longer go that direction. We must use our platforms to educate ourselves, educate our people. Sometimes, when our people are talking about being marginalized, yes, we are being marginalized. But it is the game of the elites. The Igbo elites are involved. The Yoruba elites are involved. The Hausa elites are involved. The Fulani elites are involved in the marginalization. It's not just Hausa marginalizing Igbo, Fulani marginalizing Igbo, or Yoruba being marginalized. All those things are not true. Who are our gate men? Your house in Port Harcourt, your house in Aba, their house in... Who are the gate men? Most of the gate men in our land are either Hausa or Fulanese. Do you see? When you come out, you see people polishing shoes. Who are they? The Hausa or Fulani? Selling kunu, selling sugarcane, all those things. They are also victims. So let's use our platform to educate them. Do you know what you'll be doing if every day you discuss with your gate man for 10 minutes, telling him that is not condition he's supposed to be? For a country that exports over 2 million barrels of crude oil, they're supposed to have a better living. Telling them that nobody should be inside the bush carrying cattle up and down, rearing cattle. That the elites are deceiving them. Because the elites have sent their children to the best universities in the West, in Canada, in US, in London here. Go to University College London, you see children of elites. But they send the poor inside the bush to be rearing cattle, brainwashing them, telling them they are born to rule. Meanwhile, when there's problem, the poor will kill the poor. The poor Hausa and the poor Igbo will fight. They will kill each other. The poor Yoruba and the poor Hausa will fight. They will kill each other. The poor Igbo and the poor Fulani will fight and they kill each other. At the end of the day, the elites will gather in Asuro. They will distribute the money. When they are distributing the stolen money, there is no tribalism. When they are in the National Assembly, look at their cars. Each senator, how many cars? Look at what is happening in Asuro. Look at what is happening in our own land. Are they our SARS or Yoruba? Are they the ones in charge of Abia State since 1999? Is there any good thing? Can you point at any good thing that our sons, our fathers who have ruled our Abia State, what have they achieved? In Imo State, in Anambra State, in Ebonyi State, everywhere, what have they really achieved? Nothing. Nothing really they have not achieved. The outsiders are even poor. They are poorer than our people. They are also being enslaved in their own land. So when we are talking about all these things happening, you know, that we are being marginalized, yes, of course, we are. But our SARS too, the poor our SARS are being marginalized. The poor Yorubas are also being marginalized. So let's use our platform to wake the poor Yorubas up, the poor Hausas up, the poor Igbo up, and let them know that we are not their enemies. And they are not our enemies. That we all have one enemy, the political elites. That we can unite to fight it. Look, if we could take over our states and develop our states, people, outsiders, people in Yoruba are also will look at what we are doing now in Imo State. They will start revolution in their own side. You understand? But when we begin to abuse the entire abuse their own ancestors, all those things, so all these people, they are suffering. So maybe we use our platforms to educate those people. Because if we insult, if we say, oh, the whole Hausa do this, the whole Fulani do this, the whole Yoruba do this, the whole these people do this. No, we are uniting the oppressors and the oppressed. So the oppressed Yoruba and the oppressed their oppressors will join together. Oppressed Hausa and the oppressors will join together. Oppressed Fulani and the oppressors will join together. All of them will join together against us, because we are missing the most important thing, that the oppressed are suffering the same thing. Everybody needs food, everybody needs shelter, and everybody needs clothes. We need good education. So those people who send the Fulanese, their brothers, inside the bush and arm them are the elites. They are rich, they are powerful. So we can use our platform, because one thing I know about those people from the north is that they don't play with their radio. We can use their radio. I say, look, you are not supposed to be inside the bush. They listen. You are not supposed, the people that have given you gun and giving you cattle to be rearing under the sun, under the rain, their children are in better universities overseas. they are in UK, they are in Canada, they are in other parts of Europe, they are in America. Why they are sending you there to go and kill innocent people, to cause confusion in the country? Because it's when you cause that confusion that this elite will appropriate more funds in defense. It's a game they're playing. So when you see the defense budget and see how much they've appropriated, which few generals and politicians will share, it is at the expense of health, expense of education, good road. They will take more money because these are problems they are creating, and they are creating these problems using the poor. So we must work with progressive-minded people all over the world. We can no longer continue to isolate ourselves and say we are going to be upset and sit at home. Let's use that anger and vote at those people. Vote at those people that have caused so much pain on us. This is where we will start. We will stop today. And that day we will discuss other things. But I beg, make I beg on finally. The insult must stop. Let's begin to think. Let's begin to reason. Our division, the groups we have, let it be an asset. Let it not be let's stop seeing different groups as enemies. Here we will stop today. And that day, we discuss another thing. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye. This is Voice of Biafra.
Ebeka unusi Biafra, Ebeka unusi Biafra, Gamavapu Biafra, Gawe Bozo Gabi, Agamabapu Biafra, Gawe Bozo Gabi, Biafra God.